Good afternoon, students. So, in the class 11, we are studying about the classification and periodic trend. Now, we will discuss about the periodic property. I have explained in the last lecture. So, today we will discuss about the metallic and non-metallic character. Metallic and non-metallic character. So as you have studied about the valence electron, atomic radii and electronegativity. As you know, on moving from left to right, valence electron increases 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. Group 1 has 1 electron while group 17 has 7 valence electron. Group 18 has 8 electron, but they are not called valence electron. As the valence electron increases, size of the atom will decrease. Size of the atom will decrease, that means atom will become smaller on going from left to right. On moving from top to bottom, size will increase because number of shells will increase. In class 10th, you have studied about the metals and non-metals, and they have some property. Metals have lustrous, that means shining nature, sonorous, that means they can make noise when you will strike any other metal. Similarly, metal can conduct electricity as well as they are good conductor of heat also. So these are the metallic nature of the substance. Some are metals while some are non-metals. When you will see in the periodic table, the group 1 elements or group 2 elements, group 1, group 2, group 3, this side you have kept metals. Group 1 and group 2 elements are generally called typical metals. They have all the properties of metals, while group 3 to 12, they are called transition metal. Transition metal. What you are seeing, they are typical metal, they are transition metal. If group moving towards the group 13 to group 18, they are generally called non-metals. They are p block elements. Group 17's element are most non-metallics. So what is the conclusion by seeing this representation? That means group 1, group 2 are metal. When we are moving towards the group 1 to group 2, group 3, group 4 and to 17, the metallic nature decreases and elements convert from metal to non-metal. So you can say easily that on moving from left to right, metallic character or metallic nature decreases. That means group 1 elements are most metallic while group 17 elements are most non-metallic. If you see that on moving from top to bottom, as you are moving from top to bottom in any group, so metallic character, metallic nature increases. How you can justify this on moving from top to bottom, metallic character increases? If you see the group 17 elements, group 17 elements is F, then Cl, then Br, then I. In the molecular cases, F2, Cl2, Br2 and I2. See this is a gas, this is also a gas, this is liquid and this is solid. Iodine is crystalline solid and it has luster, shining. So what you are seeing from gas, liquid and solid, when you move from fluorine to iodine, the nature of the state will be changed and gas to solid you are seeing. Gas has no luster, no shining. Iodine has little luster also, so it contains little metallic character. So on moving from top to bottom, you are saying metallic nature or metallic character increases. Dear student, I think it is clear, and you must know what is the most metallic and most non-metallic elements. So if you consider all periodic table, so cesium, which is the group 1 bottom element, will be most metallic, while fluorine, that is here in the group 17 at the top element, that will be most non-metallic. Okay students, now moving very important point, that is electronegativity. Electronegativity. This is also a most important point. What is the meaning of the electronegativity? As you know, some elements have tendency to lose electron, that means they lost electron and form positive ions. Suppose you are taking sodium, potassium, they lose electron and form Na positive and K positive. Similarly, if you will see the magnesium and aluminium, they will also lose the electron, Mg double positive and Al triple positive, they will form. But if you will see the oxygen and chlorine, oxygen will never lose electron, it will gain electron -2 charge, and chlorine also gain the electron -1 charge. So some elements have tendency to lose electron, while some elements have tendency to gain electron. So some elements have very high tendency to gain electron, they are called oxygen and fluorine. What is the meaning of the electronegativity? That means tendency to attract electron from external source, that will be called electronegativity. Means the nature of any element which can occupy electron and complete their octet by gaining of the electron, this is called the electronegativity. So metals have tendency to lose electron, its nature to gain electron is very less, that means it can never attract or gain electron, while non-metals like fluorine, chlorine or oxygen, they have high tendency to gain electron. That means electronegativity of the non-metallic substance, non-metallic elements will be very high, while the electronegativity of the metallic elements like sodium, potassium, calcium, magnesium, chromium will be very less. So students, first of all you have to note down the definition of the electronegativity. Tendency to attract electron is called electronegativity. And how it is vary? What happened when we move from left to right? As you know, in the group 1, group 2, metals are kept. Suppose we are taking the period number 3. Period number 3, first element is sodium, second element is magnesium. And in group 13, you are seeing that aluminium, then 14, silicon, in group 15, phosphorus, group 16, sulfur, group 17, this is chlorine. So in the metallic and non-metallic nature, you have studied that metallic character decreases on moving from left to right, because they are metal and that are non-metals. And here what you are seeing in writing the electronic configuration, Na11 2, 8, 1 valence electron, magnesium 12 2, 8, 2 valence electron, 13 2, 8, 3 valence electron, silicon 14 2, 8, 4 valence electron, phosphorus 15 2, 8, 5, that means 5, sulfur 16 2, 8, 6, that is 6, and 17 2, 8, 7, that is 7. So what you are seeing, valence electron increases, size of the atom from left to right decreases. When the size will decrease, so nature of the gaining of electron, that means tendency to gain electron, or you can say in one word, that is electronegativity, will increase. So finally what we have come to the conclusion, electronegativity on moving from left to right increases because number of valence electrons are increasing and nuclear charge increases. So group 17's elements have maximum number of the valence electron. They all are having the 7 valence electron. That's why they have maximum electronegativity. What happens if we'll move from top to bottom? You see that electrons are 1. Here will also be 1 in the valence shell. But the size of the atom will increase. Due to the increase in the size, when we move from top to bottom, electronegativity will decrease. So finally, the concept of the electronegativity and what is the trend on moving from left to right, that's mean electronegativity increases while on moving from top to bottom. In any group you will see the electronegativity decreases. On moving from top to bottom, electronegativity decreases. And students, which elements have maximum electronegativity? As I have told, left to right increases, top to bottom decreases. That's mean here will be the maximum electronegativity, and here the element is fluorine. Fluorine has highest electronegativity in all the elements present in the periodic table. Dear students, if you want to arrange the elements according to the electronegativity, you have to keep the concept of this, that left to right decreases, left to right increases, and top to bottom increases. So see, if you want to arrange the element like Si, Cl, Al, P, Na in increasing order of electronegativity, so you have to arrange the element according to the periodic concept. The Na is in the first group, that's mean Na. Then second group element is not here, so third group aluminium. Then 14 group, that is silicon. Then phosphorus 15 group. Then Cl. Now you have to keep the concept on moving from left to right, electronegativity increases. That's mean Na is less than Al, is less than Si, is less than P, is less than Cl. If you want to arrange the element according to the top to bottom, suppose I have given to you I, Br, F, Cl. You have to arrange these elements according to the decreasing order of electronegativity. So first of all, you have to arrange these elements according to the periodic group concept. First of all F, then Cl, then Br, then I. As you know, on moving from top to bottom, electronegativity decreases. So F is greater than Cl, is greater than Br, is greater than I. So I think you have understood about the electronegativity clearly, and now you can arrange the elements according to the electronegativity. So I am giving you a question to do to find the electronegativity and arrange the element according to the increasing order of electronegativity, that is Be, C, N, Li and F. You have to arrange these elements according to the decreasing order of electronegativity. Now next most important trend, it is very typical also, that is ionization enthalpy, or you can say ionization energy. One more name, it is ionization potential. Means, as you know, some elements loses electron and form positive ion, while some gain electron and form negative ions. So when they form positive ion, say they have to lose electron, and for losing the electron, in the second chapter, electron will move from one shell to another shell, going outside from the atom. This is nucleus, positive charge. This is your electron. Suppose you want to remove electron from this atom, so you have to provide the energy or any radiation. The amount of energy required when you will give the energy to atom, electron will remove from other side. Energy required to lose electron from neutral atom to form ion, that is called ionization potential, ionization energy, or ionization enthalpy. So what happens when you will see the atom? It depends upon the nature of the size as well as the number of valence electron of atom. Third, also the stability of the atom. If the size is small, so it will be typical to remove the electron from the atom. It requires more energy if size is smaller, while in case of large size, less amount of energy will be required to lose electron. So as you have studied in the last point, that is atomic size, in the last lecture, that when we move from left to right in the periodic table, atomic size decreases because valence electron increases. So ionization enthalpy or ionization energy also increases because the size decreases. The smaller the size, more will be the ionization enthalpy. One concept is this: when we move from left to right, ionization energy, ionization enthalpy increases. Why it is increases? There may be three cases. Number one, size will decrease. Number two, number of valence electron increase. And one more case, it depends upon the stability. So on moving from left to right, you have to write down this: ionization potential increases. And on moving from top to bottom, when we'll move from top to bottom in any group or any similar type of elements, so ionization potential decreases because number of valence electron remains same and size of the atom increases. Now moving towards the stability and how the ionization potential depends upon the stability of the element. Suppose one element having carbon has 6 electrons and 1s2, 2s2 and 2p2. If you will draw the orbital diagram, this is 1s2, this is 2s2 and this is 2p2, 1 and 2. What you are seeing, this is complete shell, this is also a complete shell, while this is incomplete shell. This is incomplete orbitals. In this, there is no electron in this orbital. This is less stable because this orbital is vacant. What is the most stable element? Which will be the most stable element? If all the orbitals have 2 electrons, at that case it will be most stable. At the second number, if all these 3 orbitals have 1 electron, that will be called half-filled orbital. Its stability will be at the second position. In this time you are seeing it is neither completely filled, that means not having 2 electrons in each, nor they have 1 electron each. So it is less stable. It can lose 2 electron or 3 electron, 4 electron. This is the first electron, that means last electron which you are going to lose. It requires energy to lose the electron, so its ionization enthalpy will be called ionization enthalpy 1. It can be easily removed because it has incomplete and it is unstable. Second electron, after removing this, it is called IE2, that means energy required to second electron will be indicated by IE2. First time you will provide the energy IE1, 1 electron will be removed, then you will again provide the energy to remove the second electron, that will be called IE2. Which will be greater, you can compare. When you will use this electron, some amount of energy you require to give to the atom, but when you remove this electron, that means this condition will come, and you will see here that after removing this electron you will moving towards the stability. So this electron will easily be removed from the atom. That means in this case IE2 is smaller than IE1. IE2 is lesser than IE1. That means comparatively in the second electron removal you need less amount of energy to provide to atom. But when you remove the second electron, that means you will get this position. Now you want to remove this electron, so it will be IE3. In this case what you are seeing, you are going to remove the electron from a stable position. This is a stable position, that means it is having two electrons in the orbital, so it requires high energy. That means IE3 will be maximum in this case. IE3 is greater than IE1 is greater than IE2. So any atom can have 1, 2, 3 or 4 ionization potential, and it will be indicated IE1, IE2, IE3, IE4. Okay students, so what you have concluded that ionization enthalpy left to right increases because number of electrons increases, size decreases, while on moving from top to bottom ionization enthalpy decreases because size of the atom increases. But in case of the stability, you can identify the ionization enthalpy 1, ionization enthalpy 2, or ionization enthalpy after drawing the orbital diagram. It's enough for today. Tomorrow we will meet again. Thank you. Good noon.